Aloha. So we are the team from the Philippines. My name is Joshua Cabrera,
I'm Lineal Mark Mascara.
and our topic would be Big Data in Action, resolving traffic congestion in Metro Manila. So the following photo that you would see is a regular day in Metro Manila streets and highways. Metro Manila, by the way, is the capital city of the Philippines, and these photos are taken probably 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So that means it is not only a Black Friday rush in Manila, but it's a regular day to be exact. So considering all the workers, the employees, and the students that's traveling on this time, it is a hassle for them, and also it adds to the pollution that we can cause in our environment.
This is a regular night in Metro Manila. This highway is called EDSA Highway, which is the most heavily congested traffic in all of the country, and this is it. So this is around 7 p.m. In the evening. This is the time when um, office workers and other working working people are done with their job. So if you are in this traffic, if you go off at 6, you would expect that you would go home around maybe 10 to 12 in the midnight because of the heavy slow moving traffic in this area.
So the issue for that we're going to tackle today is about heavily congested traffic in Metro Manila and other cities in the Philippines. So we treated Metro Manila first because it is a capital city and it's the worst case for this traffic problem. And how would big data solve this problem?
So the first step in this project is data gathering. We'll be using the DS thermal sensors for this project. In addition, with the thermal humidity and infrared sensor that this camera is offering, it also has monitoring capabilities. It can record and count the number of vehicles that will pass by on a certain highway at a certain time of the day. And in addition to that, it can also record the humidity, density, and the noise intensity of a certain place. We're hoping that those data would then be analyzed, and through that, we can give useful recommendations to our partners that we'll be discussing in the next slides.
So after gathering our data from the sensor, we're going to store our data in Amazon Drive, which we found to be the most economical and cheapest under their plan called Infinite Plan for $60 a year. And we plan to, on feasibility purposes, we plan to subscribe for 5 accounts in total of 5 terabyte data storage capability so that more data can be stored in one storage and we can save money and save space because we open up 5 accounts for that. That really helps in our storing our data through Amazon Drive.
These are the analytical software and tools we'll be using for this project. RStudio will be using specifically K-means clustering analysis. We will get store data on Excel CSV file and present the data using the Microsoft Power BI visual representation. So how it works is that data will be stored in the Amazon storage cloud, and then we're gonna get the CSV file of it, put it in RStudio, and the analyst will do that data analysis and present it using Microsoft Power BI that will be given to our business partners.
So the estimated value and profit for this project, when we assume that we are partnering up with government or the Department of Public Works and Highways who are in charge for this traffic problem, through our big data project, we can generate roughly 240 to $260,000 a year. Um, we thought that it really helps with the government because big data that we gathered can be a good source of information for them to decide which highways can they improve or which streets or roads can they have more rerouting options for vehicles to go through, especially during the prime time of traveling. Second is construction companies. So we assume that if we partner up with them using our big data, we can generate roughly $6,000 a year because they would consider where's the next building that they're going to construct, or which place is the optimal spot for them to build up their buildings, or for example their housing projects. Third is car companies. They may consider us too with our big data project, $4,000 a year. And restaurants and business establishments can be also a very good partner for our big data product. And we might also generate income per year of $9,000 on that partnership.
So for this next slide, we will share the projected cost of this project. We'll be installing 30 sensors in Metro Manila, and each sensor would cost us around $2,000, which for a total of $60,000. The installation cost would be around $20,000. We'll be paying the analyst $35,000 annually. I know this number is not a big number in terms of U.S. market, but for the Philippines, it's actually a good salary annually. Maintenance cost estimated value would be $15,000. Connectivity like Wi-Fi would be around $2,200, and our Amazon Cloud Storage $300 annually. Total cost of $132,500, which is okay for the first year since it is all investment. But for the future years, we will just be paying on maintenance, connectivity, and the analyst, and also the small amount for the storage, which will probably give us good profit in the following years.
So our project has an architectural diagram in overall. So our first would be our sensors that Leo explained earlier to catch up necessary measurements for us to create data and convert it to meaningful information for decision makers to use. So after gathering our data through our sensors, we store it in an Amazon Cloud Drive storage so that we can compare on a daily basis the measurements that we have for each day so that we can create more dense information for our analysts to analyze.
Then the next step would be calling the analyst expertise. He will then, or she will then, pull the data using Microsoft Excel into a CSV file, and then the analyst will be utilizing RStudio for data analysis. Well, like what we said earlier, we'll be utilizing the K-means clustering analysis. We want to see, analyze which roads are most heavily congested, have heavily congested traffic on a certain time, certain day. And then using K-means clustering, we would like to propose which road would like they can build rerouting stations, and we will then present that data using the Microsoft Power BI as a visual representation of it.
So after presenting it to a dashboard, we can communicate it to the government or DPWH. So as Leo said earlier, we can, through big data, we can suggest to them or offer them some prime spots where the highways could be possibly expanded for or subject for expansion, or more rerouting options for motorists, for the motorist who can easily avoid heavy traffic during the day. So that's one option of solving this problem. And next one is construction companies. That could also they could also be a helpful solution for this problem because they would know which spot or where's the optimal spot for them to construct their own building so that they can't really disturb the traffic flow of citizens in Metro Manila. Third is car companies, so they would consider the size of the cars that they would offer, and also the benefits that they would offer from their vehicles. Fourth is the restaurants and commercial establishments. That's one beneficiary of our big data because they would know which is the optimal spot for their next fast food chain or any commercial establishment in the city.
So here's our sources for this project. and it's like a DPWH for the getting the cost and the value of the project, Amazon for the storage, and DS Infrared for the sensors. Hope you like this project presentation. Mahalo.